The corner of 27th and Michigan was under construction.
So some say come up here by the construction site. You see it with the dirt.
When Ronald Scott was walking by.
Somebody said they smell gas. I said I smell it too.
A contractor's backhoe severed a natural gas line.
There you got the wall. There's a bad gas leak around here.
Soon, the reassuring rumble of street work gave way to a much more concerning sound.
Hissing.
You can hear it from down there where the gas leak got by the Bobcat down there.
Fumes filled the air, a pungent odor similar to rotten eggs.
That is a significant emergency for us.
The main that was hit likely suffered some extensive damage.
Do not smoke no cigarette around this area.
Complicating the situation, Governor Scott Walker was at the same corner, having just cut the ribbon on a new building to house the state's Department of Children and Families. The governor remained in the building as the surrounding offices and homes were evacuated.
We need to start clearing people out.
And the fire department ordered all cars in the vicinity to be shut off, even those of the police.
And they said, hey, kill your engine. Kill your engine.
It took several hours, but workers eventually closed off the leak, and the governor was whisked away in his black SUV. Still, authorities and Ronald Scott advised people to be cautious at the corner.
I just been and tell people do not fire up no cigarette because I want to live.
As he boarded the plane at Mitchell International Thursday morning, it was clear Tom Rakowski of Wind Lake was thinking about Saturday's game in a low-key, mild-mannered fan kind of way. But something must have happened at 30,000 feet.
I got one more piece of luggage here and they all look the same.
Because at baggage claim, the transformation began.
Yeah.
Tom didn't pack lightly for his trip to San Francisco. He packed sparkly.
Here's my boots.
And fringy.
Just replaced it. I had green underneath.
And loudly.
All my Packer stuff. Here we go.
What started as a lark in 1999 has grown into a persona.
The more beads, the merrier. People try to steal my beads.
Packer Elvis. He's shy, he says, really shy in real life, until the king takes over.
You got it. Elvis is your man.
At Chicago, unbelievable. I feel like a bad guy wrestler. I feel like the Bobby Heenan. And there are people literally almost want to start a fist fight with me, but I just laugh at it because I don't take it personal. They're laughing at the character.
Oh, is that?
Picking Tom up was his daughter Valerie.
Oh.
She's seen Packer Elvis take on a life of its own. She's fine with it.
Yes, Dad is crazy Packer fan.
Yeah.
Even though Tom says his wife isn't crazy about it.
Okay. This first time in San Francisco. First time. So it'll be a pleasure heading into the stadium.
Rushing water flows down a debris-covered stream. Or Oklahoma waking up to downpours of rain and flooding.
Well, it's completely soaked right here.
While the twister did not completely level Diana Braceland's home, Mother Nature's newest arrival is finishing it off.
We've just been zombies, emotionally just exhausting, and you don't know where to begin.
Once I made it here, a lot of this debris was actually in front of the house.
Jonathan Calloway was the first to see the damage to the home on Monday after rushing to check on his girlfriend.
Started moving all the debris out of the way, got into the house, and it was just a very overwhelming situation.
Braceland was at work, her daughter at a nearby high school.
Knowing my daughter was down there, couldn't get a hold of her, was just a horrible feeling.
Unfortunately, not everyone they know made it.
I did lose a coworker, and she was at that 7-Eleven that was completely demolished. So we've worked together for 10 years. Our daughters are friends, and they're going to graduate together this Saturday.
Tragedy toppled on top of their own misfortune that does not seem to be washing away as the days go by.
Just trying to hang in there.
The pressure can build inside any law firm.
It's a very deadline-oriented job.
Boulder attorney Mark Changaris.
Business litigation,
understands the stresses,
A lot of clients.
the challenges of winning or losing a case.
Intellectual property.
So when he lost most of his possessions in a flood captured in this YouTube video, the additional stress could have pressed him into anger. But instead, it eventually moved him to press on a set of piano keys.
You know, I just couldn't resist the urge to play it.
The song was played the day after he left his waterlogged home. He returned to pack what he could salvage, and in a moment between exhaustion and serenity, he noticed the perseverance of a piano.
Its legs are covered in mud, it's splattered.
He began to play the song Mad World. Its lyrics include,
It's kind of funny, it's kind of sad, and I think that captures it.
Changara says he has played piano off and on for about 15 years, but it's not the first time he's used music to decompress.
A lot of times I would just sit down and, bang on the piano. It's a release. You can sit down and play and just let the music just bounce off the walls.
The walls of his former home are showing less debris. The cleanup is showing more progress.
This too will pass.
Call it an encore to a man's song of serenity.
In the grand scheme of things, the crisis of the moment won't overtake you, and you will survive.
In Boulder.
So sad. Nice seeing everybody here tonight, even though it's so cold outside, but it's nice and warm in here.
Make another?
At American Legion Post 449 in Brookfield,
How are you guys doing?
Not everybody in America has experienced it.
military veterans
So you were just right after the Vietnam War.
come to share their war stories.
I was in a foxhole the day that President John Kennedy was killed.
The Band of Brothers
It was quite a hair-raising experience from my end of it.
at the bar
A bourbon Manhattan?
with the background music.
I've heard there's a wicked war, a blazing.
You haven't seen a singer like that probably since the 40s.
The taste of war I know so very well.
Which is a war story all its own.
I left England in late 40s. I married an American soldier after the Second World War who was stationed there.
English transplant Joyce Bevan
No, I can't talk English anymore, you know. Governor?
has been speaking through her piano, tickling the ivories, for a half-century.
I never talk about my age. I'm old, I'm in my 70s, and I'm very happy to be who I am. And thank the Lord for letting me be here.
Ooh, sweet Jeronian telephone number.
She is one of those performers whose life sounds like a legend. She learned to play in the dark during the air raids of World War II.
I would sit and play the piano and pick up, trying, because I can't read music at all. And I would just start playing the piano and thinking, well, if something happens that I get blinded in an air raid, I'll be able to play the piano.
Red roses too.
She can see through her rose-colored glasses, but to this day, she still doesn't read music, just her handwritten reminders of the lyrics.
A person that reads music and is a real professional concert pianist, they will hear all the mistakes I'm making, but I do it my way.
She's something of a sequined Sinatra, playing and swaying with glitz and glitter.
Wanna see my baby sugar shake.
When you're an entertainer, dress like an entertainer. And nowadays it's hard to see women go out and dress glitzy, but that's my thing. And I think it adds to the atmosphere, you know? And people like that.
It's another one. Thank you.
The performance is a 2-hour tour de force, pausing only when she's parched.
Okay, everybody drink.
And when the music starts again,
Woo, little Tina Turner.
She bangs away at it, let me tell you.
I just couldn't take anymore.
and her bejeweled fingers clack the keys, it's hard not to slap the bar along with her and to crack a smile.
They just want to have a good time, and she's a good time gal.
You'd see somebody with a smile on their face, and you know you're touching their heart.
Her voice punctuates the piano.
I'm gonna roll all over you.
With oohs and woos.
And as long as I can make somebody happy, that makes me happy.
Miriam, to you. Honest to you, baby.
She performs here beneath the banner out of a sense of patriotism and pain.
I have such a connection to the GIs in my mind.
Her son Randy died on the battlefield.
Yeah, he was killed in Vietnam. He was 19. What can I say?
Now she plays for his memory and for all the military.
I feel that I have to give back. I have to do for him. Always remember.
And in a way, his memory lives on in her music.
I want to bring back a memory. I want to make them happy while they're here and make them feel welcome in our post.
Lemon or lime?
And every Friday night, as the vets gather in Post 449 to share their stories,
We gotta do what we gotta do.
All right.
she shares hers,
Oh, to the prairies.
speaking the universal language.
God bless our troops and bring them home.
In Brookfield,
Sweet home. God bless America. God bless everybody at Post 449.
All right, I'm gonna get one.
On the border of Wauwatosa and Milwaukee, when the sun starts going down on Mondays, familiar sounds pick up at Dwyer Park.
I come to every game amped up and nervous.
Players get ready to hit the field.
All right, let's go.
A pair of adult co-ed softball teams are ready for battle.
We're tied for first this year, so we'll see what happens. Nathan's out this one.
Amy Wessel started her team 4 years ago.
Yeah, Amy's the captain, and the really competitive one, so don't make an error, and don't question the batting order.
Beth, we got George.
The Goonies have a secret weapon.
Give him something good.
Not a dominant arm.
There it is.
Or a big bat.
There it is, it's sitting down.
It's not hidden in their team name.
Goonies, nice!
We could have gone with the twins or something like that, but they don't know, and we're not big tellers on the story unless it comes up, and then obviously we're willing to talk about it.
We have Nikki, the oldest child.
And then Kim and Matt, boy and girl twin, they're next.
Beth and Amy were born in '85, second set of twins.
And then my two little brothers, Ben and Mike, who are a boy twin, so we've got one of each set.
7 siblings, 3 sets of twins, no pair alike.
With a family of 7, you always could field a kickball team or a dodgeball game, anything like that. So the cars were always full, the house was always loud, but for us it was totally normal.
They are a group whose team chemistry is as close as their DNA.
You know your twins when she has a scar and then I have to get the same scar.
The family says there are obvious advantages.
Beth, coming to you.
So we kind of know each other on the field.
And unexpected consequences.
You're also more honest with one another. Got a nice beard going there.
Come on, catch it!
So when competition gets pretty heated, you, I think, get in people's faces a little more than maybe you would.
No hands!
Get this.
Hold! No hands!
Hold me.
You said hold!
A passion that has the competition seeing double after double after double.
So it's kind of fun just to be able to create your own team and be in that actual sport all together, all 7 of you.
The Wessels say as games go on and hits pile up, something clicks to their opponents.
Oftentimes people will say, "Are you guys all a family?" So something gives it away.
Twin power is not just limited to the field.
Ooh, you knew that was a ball.
On the bleachers,
Nice!
in the works, the Wessels farm system.
I know, I was kind of at first like, at first bummed that I wasn't going to be able to play. The obvious reason I can't play is I am 10 days away from having a baby. Nice!
Kim Kohler-Wessel is sidelined until next year when her expected child will be here. Doctors have assured her she will not be having twins. 3 sets in the family is enough, she says. Double trouble multiplied. That appears to be the perfect equation for a winning team and a close family.
All right, come on.
At Dwyer Park,
Yes! Nathan, nice hit! That was hilarious. Is there a penalty?
The songs that these singers have and kept for us go back for generations.
The power of images. On full display at this Indian powwow, a celebration of Native American traditions.
I get to embrace my ancestors, my grandmother, my grandfather. We're a part of a bigger community, a bigger sort of purpose.
Among the dancers is Mark Denning. If his face is familiar, you'll see why in a moment. As a Marquette University student back in 1979, he arrived on campus just as the school was moving toward a more dignified sports symbol and away from the cartoonish Willy Wampum Warrior mascot.
With a huge papier-mâché head, with a tiny little feather on the top, and he had a tomahawk, and he would perform sort of dances and fun things that people found entertaining on the court. People loved it. So that was a time when people were proud of that native image. But what was that image really?
It was a question facing a university striving to be more sensitive. Denning was approached by school officials with an idea.
What if we use an actual American Indian person to represent Marquette University?
Eventually, Denning portrayed the first warrior at Marquette University basketball games in the late 1970s and early 1980s. Then, it went a step farther.
The face on the Marquette logo from the 1980s is my face. I bought into that, in fact, so much that I signed my likeness away so Marquette University could use my likeness on the Marquette Warriors logo in the 1980s.
But his perspective changed one day while standing in line at the university bookstore.
I saw my face on these drawers, and there are multiple faces on underwear, and I just shaking my head, and I thought, what's going on? Because that's my face, and now people are using it for underwear.
And suddenly, for him, the Indian logo debate was crystallized in a single question. Were these logos about having fun, or were they about making fun?
People are using this as entertainment. We're not any more than that right now.
The man who was a logo was now against them.
I knew in my senior year that this had come off the rails. It wasn't what we were intending, and I was partly to blame for that.
As a national debate over the issue rages with controversy swirling around the NFL's Redskins,
if someone of that race comes to you and says, your mascot, your name is offensive, it is.
A fierce fight exploded in the Wisconsin legislature.
Somehow, we believe that the process is fair and balanced for someone who doesn't even make up 1%.
It centers on one school in southeastern Wisconsin.
How is that offensive? I don't get it. I really don't.
The Mukwonago Area School District has refused to change its Indians nickname, despite a state law and a court ruling.
We honor that. We're proud of it. It shows strength, values. That's what I get out of it.
The Indian name and logo, in full headdress, is still splashed across the stands and the school's signage.
It's not anything negative at all.
We are the Indian Scout!
Current Wisconsin law makes it easy for citizens to challenge Indian mascots and have them removed. But controversial bills passed through both the Senate and the Assembly would change that, making it easier for schools to keep their mascots, even over the objections of Native Americans.
Where do we stop?
Republican State Representative Steve Noss authored the bill. He says the state should not legislate matters of taste.
Can something be offensive? Sure. Does that mean it's discrimination? No, it doesn't.
Indians forever. It just kind of gives you a little bit of a reality of what it really means to Mukwonago to lose this logo.
You don't get that at a high school football game. Where you get is lots of cheering either for these Indians.
Touchdown, Indians!
These are 14 schools cheering against people that are pretending to be Indians. Ready, Bobby?
But for Mark Denning, it's not pretend. It's personal. The man whose face was the kind of logo he's now fighting against says the debate is really about recognizing and reclaiming the power of images.
All they'll do is, like at Mukwonago, wear a shirt. Children wear a shirt that will say, always Indian. But what does that mean? I have a letter jacket I got from Goodwill for $12.99. And for $12.99, I can take Indian on and off my shoulders anytime. but I can't take Indian out of my life at any time. That's what I am, it's what I was born as, and it's who I'll be.
In Milwaukee,